name's Ben, and today we're going to go over the second R tutorial video, and we're going to go over how to assign variables and how to read in data. So to move through this kind of quickly, for time's sake, it's not very complicated. We're going to assign the variable x to the number 2. So we have x is assigned to 2. You can kind of see up here that x has been assigned to 2. X is assigned to 2. We can also assign y to, say, 4, and y has been assigned to 4. We can see again in our value section up there. What's cool about R is that we can now add our variables. So x can be added to 4, x can be added to y, and we get the answer 6. And so what's cool about R, if you have other programming experience, you might have been accustomed to labeling the types of variables that you're going to use. For example, you would have to label that as an integer. However, with R, you don't have to do that. For example, if we wanted to redefine R as a string variable, say my name, we can have x be assigned to Ben, and that changed it to a string variable. And so that's cool. You don't have to kind of specify. So we're going to go ahead and relabel x to 2. So that's how you assign different variables. And this little arrow command is very prevalent in R. You're going to be using that every time, so you get used to typing it. So now, to read in data, we're going to create a new data set, label it data. Again, we've assigned this. And reading in data can be a little bit burdensome. So I'm going to teach you my favorite trick to reading in data, and I'll show you kind of the old-fashioned way as well. So the first step is to know what kind of file you're reading in. I know I'm going to be reading in an Excel file or a CSV file, and so we type in read.csv. Now I like to use something called file.choose. And if you've read in data before, that's where you might be accustomed to typing in the file path, which we will end up doing after I show you this little trick. So file choose, and then you type in your options. So for this data set, the header, which means the first line, is going to be the variable name. So we're going to tell R to treat the first line a little bit differently, and so the header is going to be known as true. That's a very common line or syntax in R, so we get used to writing that. So when we hit enter, we see a file path open up on our computer, and I'm going to choose entrance. And so here we have a data set. We have 49 observations, 9 variables, and here we see that the first line was treated as the variable name. I'll go ahead and open this Excel file on the computer so you can kind of see that that was indeed our first line of data. So that's pretty cool. That's how one quick way to read in data. If you wanted to do it kind of the old-fashioned way, and you can go data 1, we'll call it, even though we're going to be reading in the same file. So read.csv, and now we type in our pathway. So forgive me, I'm not super used to Macs, but we can go under get info, and we can kind of come over here and copy the file pathway. So copy, paste, and make sure it's in quotes, and we type in entrance 1 dot, or sorry, that's, yeah, entrance 1 dot csv. And we go ahead and label header equals true. Now, if you're on a Windows and you go to copy that file pathway, it'll probably copy in with your file path like so. So you're gonna have to go ahead and go in and change all of those slashes to a backslash. So we have that, and we go ahead and hit command, and we see that data 1 was read in automatically. We go up here and we see that we get the same result. So that's how that's kind of your tried and tested method of reading in data. So yeah, Thanks. Now you know how to assign variables and how to read in